yourselves for coming out tonight. It's Friday night during Pride Month. You guys are in a bookstore. Yes, nerds unite. This is wonderful. It is currently, I realize it's actually Pride Fest in Chicago right now, so I currently feel like I am in the wrong city. And I'm just gonna lean into that. My name is Paul Frederick Cheragino, which is a name that takes a hard left into the pasta house right there at the end. A pasta house staffed exclusively by the gayest waiters possible. Lots of proclivities about breadsticks abide. I've had a kind of a weird week. Actually, I started traveling for work, and I just got back from New York City this morning, and I'm trying to do more open mics while I'm on the road. And so I was planning on going out on Tuesday. Instead, I just had sex with this hot guy. I know. I mean, I thought, yeah, it was nice, it was lovely, thank you. But I felt I was down myself. I'm like, you're not being focused, you're not being disciplined, you gotta do better. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, I think this was really for the greater good. Because this guy was hot, but also a beloved second grade public school teacher. I fucked him in his tiny room on his twin bed in his converted garage apartment that he shared with 2 roommates. This guy deserved support. He deserved a hand, and that's exactly what I gave him. Thank you. And I threw in a mouth and a butthole for free, Not all heroes wear condoms. No, but really, guys, we gotta fund the schools. We gotta support teachers and whatnot. Vote for all that stuff. Vote the right people in. And if you don't feel like that's possible, just make them come several times. I like to have fun. Do you guys like to have fun? Yeah, it's a good time. I was at work the other day, and I was like, I want to have a good time, And so I walked in the hallway, and I passed my coworker, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, good, how are you? And I'm like, good. It's fun to lie. Yes, Father, I definitely have enough money in my savings account right now. I get made fun of a bunch because I say the word totes, for totally. I think it's perfectly acceptable. It feels like I'm saving time almost. Yeah. I don't approve of people that say totes my goats. Because I'm saying totes to save myself from saying totally. If you're saying totes my goats, you're saying totally my goatly. That is some Ned Flanders shit. White people have gone too far at times, I think. Too far. Does anybody have kids here? Is anybody raising humans? Woo! Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm not currently doing that. I'm raising ferns. It's going very well when they're not fighting. My sister started created these little humans with my brother-in-law, and they did it from just stuff that they have, which is wild to me because I've in earnest been trying to do the exact same thing with every single one of my boyfriends for years. But it's just been really disheartening for me. It's makes me feel bad because all I've ever gotten out of it was just this really amazing time. But they started raising these kids, and so the larvae have metastasized. But they're also getting kind of chaotic. So I went to help my sister and her husband out one day, and go over and make breakfast. And so I went over there, and it was completely still in the entire house, not a sound. And I turn a corner, and I see that my oldest nephew is in the middle of a room, just flailing for the ADHD gods, limbs abound, head whiling around, and on top of that, he's doing this EDM build as well. He's going and he stops and he goes, butthole! And he waits. And I hear a call from a tiny corner of the basement going, butthole! So the game is afoot. I go into the kitchen, I find my sister, she is physically standing at the counter. She is emotionally cowering in the corner. And I was like, hey, do you want a sausage or bacon? And she's like, sausage. And I was like, we are related. And I was like, do you want orange juice or coffee? And she's like, both. And I gave her wine. And I was like, this is more than I thought. Maybe I get, what do you think about the little edible situation maybe? And she's like, oh, Frodo, that journey has already begun. And I was like, well, how do you want your eggs? And she's like, unfertilized? From here on out, I have scrambled before and I will do it again. And I got this chill like down my spine when she said that. And then I realized chills aren't humid. And I turned around, it was actually just my younger nephew who was crouching down and locking eyes with me and going, butthole! And I stayed in eye contact with him and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. My youngest nephew knows that I'm a bottom. It's incredible. I'm like, he picks up on so much, and like, I don't want to like bore you guys. I don't want to like go like prattle on and on about like how cool my nephews are. They're agents of chaos. I love them. But I will say, like some people, like my niece sings like an angel. Mine runs like he's on probation. I gotta tell you. My nephew just turned 7. And he recently got diagnosed with appendicitis, and he had to have that organ removed. So my nephew's body is decaying at the college level. So beat that, you guys. Beat that. You guys are fun. I like you. I'm a queer comic, which is a local endangered species. Being a queer comic is great because like you just get to like play and be yourself, and you don't have to do a lot of shows because you don't get asked a whole lot. But it's like because I want to do like jokes about all my jokes are about like queer stuff, and I want to do things about like straight things like girlfriends and like kids and spontaneously making kids with girlfriends and being part of the problem, said the white man, the fount of them all. But instead I gotta stick to queer things. Why the benefits of trying out an open relationship, why trans people are better than all of us, and my butthole. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we're gonna have to fast forward to butthole, which is my ideal third date. So let's do it. What is the deal with buttholes? It's been a rough 36 hours for my little cinnamon roll, my little Gary Glitter, my little love crack. I'm sorry, that was too much. Even on Pride Month, that's too much. And I like you guys. I don't say that at all my shows. I always say that to the ones where there's an audience. I have learned. You can build it. They still have Netflix. But I just feel like kind of like a fraud sometimes though when I'm doing like this bit. And I'm not lying to you. I am gay. I'm very gay. I'm really, really gay. Yeah, really, I am. And if the chemistry is right, I'll prove it to you. We live in the show me state, and I brought my knee pads. Most people have like a moral line they won't cross, and mine hits right above the knee. I just feel like I just feel queer because I want to show you guys all like the wonderful queer magic that exists in the world, because there's so much of it. But all you have right now is this cis white gay man. Which, do you know what that equates to? It means that like this whole bit is brought to you by Diet Queer. Refreshing taste, minimal struggles than others. He sits and waits by the window for the impression that never really comes. Did someone say faggot? Mother? That was too much. this is fun. This is fun. I like this because I feel like if things don't go well, I have an exit. Does this work? Can I leave? What's no? Should I not open this? The people want to know. Oh.
It's locked.
It's very much locked. This is fun. I'm having fun. I think. I get a check. If you were a straight person, clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. Straight people. Yeah. Okay. That's too many. I like this image in my mind, like this dream, like I'm gonna come here, I'll be surrounded by my sisters. We can dance and snack and kegel in peace, you know. But it's just gonna be more like it's just gonna be like work, you know. Actually, this is what they call in the non-for-profit world. They call this outreach, you know. Catering to a disadvantaged community. Like, yes, I realize that we have less power, but we have more influence. We cannot budget, but we do judge it. I always think that like gays and lesbians specifically were kind of like designed to kind of like curb overpopulation. And then I had a friend who was like, well, like gays and lesbians can have kids too, Paul. And I don't need to hear that shit in my Pride Month, bitch. It's like we are at our happiest when we are having snacks and just dancing with our sisters. I will never forgive like straight people for what you did to Ricky Martin, okay? Do you remember? He was living La Vida Loca. Now he has 4 kids. His only joy is binge watching Bluey. She used to sing She Bangs. You think she bangs still? No, she goes to bed as early as possible. She does. Sleep is wonderful. I had this feeling like whoever comes up with some of the hand signs for American Sign Language has this actually very charged political opinion. Yeah, I think so, because I say this because, and actually I feel like you have a recognition there. I want to know more about this because I'm very interested about this. I say all this because I recently learned that the hand sign for abortion looks like this. Yes! That is a potent, there is a lot inside that. My brain is so dumb. I see this, and I think, catch it! And like, does anyone else like see this and hear like a sound effect with it? Am I crazy? No, I'm not. And that's interesting because not everyone does, you know. That's why we have ASL. But it makes me think like, you know, with that kind of thing, it feels like this way could be happening because of either side of maybe the political spectrum on it. You know, it could be like, you know, you don't care about that fetus, just like you're fucking on the ground. Yeah, that's not funny. They're not that funny, right? But I think it actually may be more like the other side. I think it may be more like someone thinking, wow, this guy makes me feel unsafe. And he's trying to like turn me against my friends and just makes me feel like I'm not at home. Whew, I'm not gonna help that guy's baby. You're a trash human. I'm not making copies of you. You couldn't make me come. Your line ends here. Take that entirely. I don't know. I'm trying to like enjoy my life more, you know? And I want to lean into like all the little moments. I'm trying to like live by like the motto, like live, laugh, shove. Just give into the intrusive thought, you know? Like just drop that wine glass, share those feelings, push that kid into the lake. They float. We got backups, you know? I know, it's like I get so stressed out and I'm so hypercritical of myself and oh God. It's like I was sucking this dick the other day and I was like, why don't I just release my spine, you know? I was like crowded around this thing like I'm like Gollum. And I'm like, is my sexy pose the cannonball? Am I into like gargoyle play? Like I am literally, I'm hosting this man in my mouth. Why don't I enjoy my own party? Turning into my mother. I gotta love with you guys. I'm feeling kind of like weird today. I'm feeling kind of weird. I ate a salad at a bar last night, so I have diarrhea today. That's why you see me doing this route, right? Everyone says. I went to the doctor today to find out if I still have gonorrhea. It's also true. And then also, for some reason, I can't stop saying like bam, like bang, womp, squash. So I also have onomatopoeia as well. You gotta watch out. That can really be malignant sometimes. It's funny. So I have this friend, and they have one really functional vocal cord, and they're black, and because I have black friends. It's not funny. It's true. I have black friends. Really, I do. I really do. I have black friends, and they'll be the first ones to tell you that I am horrible. And so they kind of sound like Brandy auditioning for Batman at times. But I was talking to them the other day, and they're like, "Paul, I hooked up with this guy, and his dick was 11 inches long, and as thick as a Coke can. I have met my match." And like, just think about that for a second. Like 11 inches, Coke can. Yes, like that's impressive and whatnot and whatever, but it also like strikes fear into the heart of many. Like, that's not a dick, that's the Death Star. Like, something's gonna happen, someone's gonna stop. Like, that's not an orgasm, it's a trap! And it got me thinking, like, I realized now that like there's like this whole like spectrum of penises that exist in the world, you know? There's like the ones on like the lighter end of the spectrum that are like the boyfriend, the husband dicks, you know, things that you can be friends with, you know, see them a couple times a week, okay? Then there's like what I thought was the cap. I thought that was like the fuck boy, the fuck buddy like dicks. Like, you can't do that all the time. You cannot live on the Las Vegas Strip. You will deteriorate. But this thing is this whole other thing. This new classification I didn't realize before. This like Titanic penis. This is what I'm gonna call a bar mitzvah dick. This is a dick you take once to prove you're grown and then never again. And you probably end up paying for it for about a year. It's a dick you take that takes you and makes you a man. It's funny, I did this joke in New Jersey, and this guy got up after me, and he was like, "Oh no, bar mitzvah dick. It's my son's bar mitzvah next week. I have to make a speech. I'm definitely gonna say bar mitzvah dick." Cheers to him. I do feel like I want to start maybe like a small business of sorts. I felt like maybe like I want to do like an app, you know. I want to do like a TikTok but for horses. I'm gonna call it Clip Clop. It's gonna be the glue of that community, you guys. I know. I'm sorry. Even gays mess up. Watch how we try to claim things from trans people for like decades. Jesus, we gotta get better at these things. I hooked up with this guy once, actually a couple times really, and he was lovely, and he was like 200 pounds, like covered in all these like shoulder muscles, arm muscles, like all these like chest shapes and whatnot, and then he wanted me to just like lay against him on the couch, and then he would just like rub my head and like rub my shoulders, give me like little like back scratches and whatnot. And you guys, he's like the most amazing massage chair ever. Because I could feel its dick. Like, I didn't realize, that's what I was missing from like massage chairs the whole time. It was the pre-cum. I'm gonna get up here on this. I like living in St. Louis a lot. It's gonna be a lot. I think that we're like pretty mature actually. I think we're actually mature because of sports. And like one player in particular, the former player of like the Cardinals, I think, Albert Pujols. Because he's like this incredible player, like people are talking about it all the time. He's like, Albert Pujols is amazing. Albert Pujols is so incredible. Albert Pujols did this and that. Pujols. And no one giggles. That's so mature, you guys. Newscaster says Pujols 5 times in 1 minute. Nary a guffaw, not a chuckle. That is the true sign of success. When you even name like Pujols, and no one says shit. Because it's a name that brings like glee and happiness to so many, and it brings glee and happiness to me too, but for very different reasons. Like, just try saying it. It's so fun. Like, Pujols, Pujols, Pujols. Like, not singular, but plural. Not one, but several. Like, if I didn't know that he was a famous volleyball player or whatever, I would think like that's why he's famous, you know, because unlike us, he's got options. I'm Paul Tranigan, guys. Thank you so much.